So let me ask you this. You're saying country that are people that's not part of our culture or part of our country shouldn't be saying anything about our culture or our country. Is that what you're saying?
If I don't be going over there talking to them about the fuck they got going on, don't come over here talking to me about what I got going on. I didn't ask your permission. I didn't ask you no questions. You volunteering your opinion. It's not warranted nor wanted. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, because I'm trying to understand like the context. I get what you're saying. Like, oh, this ain't your hood or whatever. This ain't your people. Don't talk about my people, right? Right. So, let me understand it. What is this? Where is as far as ADOS? Okay, African Americans. And if we want to be honest, just be clear, where does our culture, Black American culture, come from?
It's a collective amalgamation of a story of reconstruction, destruction, reconstruction, and it's constantly evolving and growing. But we're doing that within the community that we created. So for people to come in and then decide that we no longer have a culture and they're gonna kick our walls down, that's extremely disrespectful. Yep. And you will often find those same people will say you don't have a community, you don't have a culture, while emulating that culture. And the proof of it is they have a culture they come from, and they're not behaving and operating within the metrics of that. They're behaving and operating on the metrics of the same culture they're saying we don't have.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I've heard
in other words, a bunch of non-ADOS people coming over here trying to tell ADOS people how we should be behaving.
No, well, I get all that. I've just heard people speak. It's like I think Leo Muhammad was one who said something about Black America in our culture. The culture we currently uphold or whatever, or the principles or whatever, it didn't come from our original country, from where we were stolen from. We picked up our names, our culture, the foods we eat, all of the stuff came from the white man. So I'm saying, is it safe to say that those who created our culture?
No, that's kind of off though, Bruiser. Like, everything didn't.
If I can find a video, he explained it in a different way.
Yeah, but see, that's
talking about Time and Soul. Are you talking about? Are you quoting Time and Soul, Bruiser? I mean, Darwin.
No, I'm talking about Leo Muhammad. He went to Nation of Islam. He used to speak in Hyde Park over there in Great Britain or whatever. I mean, not Great Britain, but in England or whatever. But he a part of the Nation of Islam. He a black man.
What's his name?
I seen some of his speeches.
Leo Muhammad. He
would do it outside on the podium.
Yeah.
The problem with that, again, the problem with him, and this happens a lot to us, right? They'll come over and tell us, oh, well, your culture comes from white men. We've been here for 400 years. 400 plus years. We built our own. There ain't shit that's coming from Africa that we actually remember or are part of our culture. It's just not. We built our own separate thing over here. So for people to come who are outside of that, to come over here and tell us there's something missing from us or that we lack something, as if we didn't build something over here already, is the problem. Because you're basically trying to sun us or make us to be like we're not real people or we don't have anything unless it's attached to Africa. And that's simply not true.
But Sweeney, so I gotta say this just really quick. Fam, we got to do the knowledge a little bit more. So yes, I agree with you. Our culture and all that stuff does not come directly from white people. White men didn't give us our culture, and there are a lot of things that we carry that are directly tied to like Ghana and the west coast of Africa. When you think about, I forget what food documentary that is on that. It was a series, but they talk about how goulash, gumbo, all of these things, like what's the thing, jambalaya, right? That all that stuff comes from Africa. Jambalaya is a type of jollof rice. So when you think about correlating how when you look in the church and how people catch the Holy Ghost, and you make the correlation to Santeria, when they're conjuring spirits or conjuring the ancestors, there's a lot of correlations, customs, and traditions that we carry over from wherever we came from. And we incorporated that and built culture and made culture out of what we had to work with. So no, white man didn't give us everything. We kept some traditions and customs. and incorporated that for the time that we were in.
So basically, our culture is like a hybrid of what.
Yeah, all those cultures. Yeah,
we are
all
the
those
descendants-
different cultures.
We are the descendants of slaves and slave masters. We created something different from from others. That, like, as a barber, I can tell you right now, as a barber, I can damn near tell every single time whether somebody is ADOS or not, just off of the texture of their hair. Just off of that alone, I could tell whether you ADOS or not.
Oh shit! But they got that 4C hair or something?
No, it ain't even that. It's just sometimes it comes down to the hair follicle, the thickness of the hair, the curl pattern of the hair. And I would say, actually, if you think about it, ADOS actually has a softer curl pattern. We actually have a more fragile hair texture when it comes to like dealing with the sun and being out in the elements than a lot of other cultures.
I think Kenny P, he don't look like he's ADOS. He looked more like he came.
And somebody else even said texture, head shape. Like, I could tell a lot. Like, man, I don't know if you from around here. Shit, and then sometimes it just comes down to the hairstyle. Because that's been.
The thing is, it's not to say that other cultures ain't great. We can respect and appreciate other cultures. That's not the issue. It's not hate for other people. It's please don't come over here and disrespect us. And if you participate with us, please do that respectfully.
Yeah.
And for anybody that has a problem with that, they could suck a dick.
Awesome.
No, he right. There ain't no pause in that. If you got a problem with it, you can suck a dick. Like that. Like, why are you coming over here to tell another group of people and what they deal with? Like, man, I think y'all should really not do that anymore. In regards to something that don't actually that is part of us that we like and that we do, and you come over here and tell us, well, I don't think you should do that because I don't like it. Who the fuck are you?
I mean, I get what y'all saying, but I don't know if I've heard anybody say that.
We literally had somebody come on the panel that was a first generation immigrant tell us that tonight.
Who?
We literally had somebody who was a first generation immigrant come on here and tell us that tonight.
Who?
Ariel.
Oh, she's not. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, she did tell that.
Yeah, she said Jamaican and Panamanian.
Saying fundraise to bring some.
Don't go there, Marcus. We're gonna leave that alone.
Okay, so I get what y'all saying. So basically, somebody from a different country who don't have any descendants that had experience being called the N-word has no grounds to say you shouldn't say it or you shouldn't gatekeep it or you shouldn't.
It would be the equivalent of us going to South Africa and using kafir and then telling them, what you tripping on? Like, well, y'all should, telling them how to run their culture. We don't know. When I say kafir, we have no idea.
No idea what you even talking about.
Correct.
Not to go over there and say that shit then.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Right? Nor will we run in there and ask them why y'all tripping. It's just a word. Like, we should be, if you don't understand the importance around it, because a lot of times we just get reduced to whining and complaining. I'm not going to sit there and say, like, I don't see enough of that, right? Like, that exists. But there is a saying, those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing. So when you see, like, I almost like this stage in life, I'm at Unk stage, right? I'm big Unk. So when I see two young bloods squabbling, my instinct sometimes is to, go in there and break it up. Hey, but sometimes, man, you gotta let them handle their business. You gotta let them get it out.
So
you see somebody handling their business, let them handle their business.
Now check this out. I know a lot of people get it confused, but like a lot of or most Caribbean nations are descendants of slaves, like definitely Jamaica, and I can say for a fact that as a first generation Guyanese American, right? That's our ancestors were slaves brought over from West Africa. So pretty much anywhere there was black people outside of Africa, we was probably slaves.
But it's a unique Guyanese culture.
Right. We wouldn't go down there to Ghana, or we wouldn't go down there. We wouldn't go to the Caribbean and tell them
no more Carabana. That's dumb. Y'all can't do that no more.
Like
we to tell y'all that. Like, so can we participate? Yeah. Like, but it's not ours at that point because we dancing with y'all. We respecting your culture and hopefully you inviting us in. But
no, that makes sense. But
that's fucking crazy.
So all right, so we could go that route, or we could say, all right, so we pretty much our origination is this place, and now my bad. Tell me when y'all still
think about it. Think about it this way, Trev.
No. I'll say this. Hold on, I just want to say this point.
Go ahead.
So we originated the same place. And right now we're at the same destination. So, at that point, it's like, damn, do we really want to be factions at this point? Like, the more unity we have, the better off we are. We started out in the same place, right? It's just your boat one boat took the slaves here, one boat took the slaves over there.
Yeah.
So at this, and this culture. But this culture is like a blend of everything now, right? A lot of things that we had, like a lot of. You don't think so? You don't think a lot of the like influential rappers and all of that were like Jamaicans and all that? Like a lot of hip hop culture and everything is.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
somewhat. Like if you talk about Biggie, Busta Rhymes, and shit like that, you talking about like a lot of the culture is now all woven together from bits and pieces of everything.
Even if that was, because you are right, like because Biggie was also his mama was Jamaican, like he come from a Jamaican background. Busta Rhymes comes from I can't remember.
Jamaican.
So like yes, but that you know what I mean. But you have to understand that still speaks to what Marcus was saying about New York City. Is basically that everybody else came over here and they picked up on a lot of things that we were already doing, kind of blended in. And then what that did was that blurred the lines that's why you see a lot of Latino cultures saying it in New York City as well, is because those lines were blurred because a group of people who weren't necessarily from that cloth that we're from were also blending in and saying it because we all black the same. Because black people have been very inviting to other black people into we flatten blackness in this country. Like there's been a problem with flattening of blackness in this country for a minute now, because when other black people came over, everybody was cousin. But what is happening now is that when you start seeing people tell ADOS like, hey, maybe y'all shouldn't do this, now we got to start asking questions like, wait a minute, you can't tell us what to do. We let you participate, but don't come over here and then start telling us how we should move. Like it's even coming down to like, and just to take it to a broader point, the reparations conversation. Majority of the people who have a problem against black ADOS getting reparations in this country are black, are either first or second generation immigrants, or you know what I mean, people who just came over here, yada yada yada. They're the ones that's speaking out against it. And so now we have to disaggregate ourselves from them because it's like, hold on now. Now we have to create this difference between us because you're speaking for a group that you're not a part of.
Against us.
Against
us. We want to have everyone interconnected. But if you identify as us and then go on behalf of Black Americans and start cooning and telling white people they can say nigger, and then they say, well, this black person said it, it's like, oh no.
Hold on.
They don't speak for us. Like you don't speak for me. Stop saying that. Say whatever the word where you from that you are connected to, that you have an issue with. It's cool for them to say that to you. Like
I can hear that, and I think that's a stupid stance for anyone who would come here and then do that. So we could absolutely agree on that. I think it's a stupid ass stance. But my deeper
is he a big
my deeper concern is that us just factioning off for no reason. Like, so I grew up here, so everything that y'all witnessed, everything that influenced all of you influenced me too, right? I was born here. All my older brothers and my sister, they were born I was born here, so I didn't. To me, there's really no difference, right? Like I don't see any different than what it is that I do. We all have, as individuals, we all have different opinions, and when somebody from the outside see any one of us, whether it be police or whatever, trying to get at us, they all see us the same, right? They all see us the same. You know what they're gonna call us? We all the same when it comes to that. So if that's the case, then why not do as much as we possibly can to actually all be the same, all be united and
That
work
Trev, that was the
together
goal. That's
against
what
some
we
of those
said.
forces.
That initially was the goal. And then people started, like black people in America have always known that we could coon and get over and get rich doing that. We have refused to do it. But then people come over who don't and we refuse from a specific place in reasoning. But other people don't have that specific place in reasoning. So when they come over and they do things that's against us, it's like, bro, you can't speak for us. Like if you come over and we're speaking on behalf of what the agenda was that the majority of us won't push, then ain't nobody got no issue with that. The issue is coming over to speak against it and try and derail it and speak on behalf of assimilating to whiteness and then looking at us saying, hey, y'all need to just assimilate with us. No, we don't want to do that.
So,
That's not what we want to do.
I don't think that most people of Caribbean descent do that. I think there are some people who do, and I think there are some elitists in all groups, right? There are some people who will tell you what to do, and there are some people who would be considered FBAs that will have a similar opinion to what you're describing now. But I think it's all silly to suggest that.
Too, if you think about it.
Well, as individual people, but not as a group, right? So anybody who on that bullshit, whether you FBA or not, it's F you. But if you as an individual, I'm not going to put you into a group and say, hey, all y'all Caribbeans here or all y'all FBAs here. I don't think we should get to that point where we try to put them into that.
So Trev, it's like
or Marcus. So I'll say this, Marcus. The one thing you did was you suggested that a certain type of people who come from a certain place will do these types of things, and I think that's the part right there that we have to be careful with because you don't want to drop it. You don't want to throw people into a bucket. You know what I'm saying? We're individuals.
I don't want to say because it's a lot of cool ass Caribbean people, right? That is actually black politically. I don't got no issue with that. I'm talking about the people who
are not black politically.
Yeah.
Getting in the way. Don't come over here and get in the way. Like, for instance, like, and the thing is, to your point, Trev, everybody does it. Even black coaches. Like, you ever try to call a Caribbean, a person that was from Barbados, Jamaican, or Nigerian or something like, or you called a person that was from Nigeria, Cameroon, they'd be like, no, I'm from here. It's the same thing.
Just like if somebody said you look like a New York nigga, man. Now guess what? You're like, no, I'm from Dallas. So no matter what, it's the same thing. We all would have some point of contention when someone tries to identify us as what we aren't, right? Whether even if it's the city. No, I'm from the South Side. Fuck you talking about? So it's different. That's just how it go. But it doesn't mean that it's me against you because of that, right? Or I have to take great offense to it. It's just about no one likes to be put into a bucket to say, all right, you assume. Anytime somebody assumes something about you that's correct, then it's going to be offensive. It's just like that.
It'll be like me going to New Jersey, right? And like, say for instance, you got New Jersey has a specific problem going on out there in your neighborhood, right? Like, there's been potholes in the streets, or some shit going on in the school, and you trying to get the potholes and shit in your neighborhood fixed, right? And I come in from Chicago, I come in from Dallas or Chicago, right? And I be like, I run for office and say, ain't nothing wrong with these people's streets. They just been over here complaining the whole time. Because I'm from Chicago, we got real good streets over there, and our streets is worse than this, so everything is okay. You'll be like, hold on, who is this nigga that just came out of nowhere trying to tell us that there's nothing wrong with our neighborhood streets? It's the same way that we feel when people come over and try to tell us what we should be doing politically.
Yeah, and I think you should attack. I think you should attack it, but you attack the individual. That's all I'm saying. Just don't group it up. Don't group nobody. If an individual come up, shut that shit down right away. But as an individual, to attack that person, not an entire group.
If so, Trill, can you think of like the top 5 people that you would say probably is the type of people we talking about that's famous, or celebrities? The top 5, or maybe not quite internet famous. The top 5 people that you would say do
that your gripe that you have the gripe with.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Can you
Are
give
some
me
of them like red pill space? Some of them red pill space.
There's some there.
Yeah, I got an idea. I know what you're talking about. I won't that energy. I know what you're talking about.
Before we get into this.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
First.